Miss B, and I'm back from Bangladesh. Can't get the bangs right this morning. This is from a YouTuber. Her name is Trisha Paytas. She be jamming. It's on Spotify. It's called I Love You Jesus Trap Remix. Okay? I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. Good morning. Got my Starbucks caramel brulee latte. Woo, when Christmas come and go, I don't know what I'm going to do because if they take this off the menu, because like I'm feeling it. So, woo, I love it. How y'all doing this morning? What's today? The 7th, I think, or is it the 6th? I don't know. It's getting really close to the end of the year. So we're going to talk about 2018. Okay, let's talk about it. So what happened to me this year? What happened to you this year? You know, let's do the year in review. I'm telling you, 2018 was so long for me. Okay, it was long. Like I don't even remember what was going on in January. I can't remember. I had a different job. I weighed about 20 pounds lighter. I think my hair was a different color. It was just like, I don't know. It was a different world the first of last year. I don't know if I had any goals, expectations for the year. I don't think I had none of that going on. My hair just really looks a little whack. This is not how I looked in the mirror this morning. I just didn't have a lot of goals, a lot of objectives. I was just trying to make it. Really just trying to make it. I was trying to get to a peaceful place in my life because I had I don't know what was going on at home, but I know on my job, like I had some drama on my job. Like, oh, I had these women who are mostly retired now or getting ready to be retired who were just like on me 24 hours a day. It was like on me for nothing. Like I knew my job so much better than anybody that had ever had that job before. And they were just on me. I don't know what the deal was. They were just constantly on me. But anyway, at some point I was like, you know what? I gotta leave this job. You know, sometimes you gotta decide, right? I don't like this. This is stressing me out. You know, this is not for me. And you gotta decide. You gotta make a decision. And you know, it's like 5 people that worked around or with me who were saying the same exact things I was saying. You know what, man? They still work there. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, if things ain't working out, why you want to sit around and complain about it all the time? I quit complaining. I said, I'm going to give it to Jesus. And I'm not going to worry about this anymore. And I started looking for a job actively. Like every day, setting up. But I wasn't just going to leave for any, I wasn't desperate. I wasn't just going to leave for something the same or less than just to get out of the stress. Because I actually loved what I was doing. I mean, loved. And really still, can still say I loved it. But it was just certain people who were just stressing me. But not my immediate supervisor and the people I worked with, immediately in my office. Oh, I love them. Like I'm over there all the time. I'm still included on the birthday list. But and we're basically in the same building. Well, different tower, same building. So I made a plan. And I was like, I will only leave if I get something so much better that I can't pass it up. I'm like, I'm going to the next level. Time for me to go to the next level. So I got that opportunity like 3 months into the year to interview for the job. And I didn't want to leave my old job wrong. So I like cleared up everything that I needed to do so that whoever they hired would come in with a clean slate. So the first quarter of 2018, I was busy improving my life, trying to improve my life. But I was kind of letting my health, I wasn't really on top of my health like I should have been, because I was so determined to leave my current position, the position I was in good shape. So a teaching moment. Don't leave somewhere on bad terms. A job. I don't care if you work at Wendy's or McDonald's. You never know when you're going to need a reference, where you're going to run into those people at a job again. You never know what the universe has in store for you. So always give a 2 weeks notice. Don't just be like, oh no, I'm going to just call in one day and say, I ain't coming back. Don't do that. I'm telling you, don't do that. You're going to regret that. Maybe not, but it's just not a good look. It's just not a good thing to get in the habit of doing. Anyway, I left on good terms, and true enough, like, it took them months to replace me, and they had to replace me with multiple people. Okay, it was just me doing the job, and they had to replace me with multiple people. And when they see me, they're always kind and complimentary of the job that I did. I mean, they saw after I left what I was doing, I guess. And I run into those people on my current position almost weekly with something that I actually do now. I end up having to interact with some of those people. So I'm glad that I did what I did, but it took a lot of time. It was it was April when I got my new position. So from April to September, I was like, you know how it is when you have a new job. So I was learning, and I was meeting a lot of new people, building a lot of new relationships. And then 2 people from my department left, like between September and October. So October and November have been a blur, because there's been I've got a lot more on my plate. It was just really me and another guy, and he's super great. So, we're knocking it out of the park, but I can't tell you what else I did this year. Now, I did go to Canada with my children right before everything went crazy in August. I got to go to Canada. Oh my God, Ontario. It was so much fun. If you've never been to Niagara Falls in Ontario, go. It's actually a really good family place, or a great girlfriend trip. I'm telling you, it would be super great. I saw some girlfriends on their trips. They were having a good time. So I got to go to Canada in August. I went home to my hometown in Louisville, Kentucky, a bunch of times over the summer. So over the summer, I got to travel quite a bit back home. So I spent more time than I usually do with my cousins, and with my girlfriends that are back home. I mean, I've never been back home so much unless it was funerals, to be honest with you. And that leads me to a sad note. One of my childhood friends, her cousin, who we were very close with growing up, her son got killed in a drive-by. So, Louisville is a violent city. There's a lot of gang violence. I think he just was in the wrong place at the wrong time, is what it seems like. I didn't know him. I knew him as Winky's son. I don't know that I ever saw him. I think the only time I saw him, he was a baby. I can remember seeing him as a baby, but I wasn't around him. Her older daughters, yes, her older daughter had pictures of when she was little. We were still kind of hanging out. I would stop by to visit, but I don't think I've even, hung out with Winky or even gone to visit her since like the early 90s, since right before this boy was born, I think. But when you're cool with people, even though they're not in your lives, I mean, I thank God for Facebook. That's why I love Facebook, because I got reconnected with her and her sister, who I love. I mean, I just love these. I love their mom. I was around them as a teenager. Their mom, their grandmother, their uncles. Like, I know all of them. And I love them. I just don't never see them, Even when I lived at home, I would run into them in places like the grocery store and stuff like that. I was crazy about them. I used to hang at their house all the time, and Mama cooked. Lord, they could cook so good. And it was my best friend's cousin, so we spent a lot of summers at the pool and that kind of stuff. And those great memories always, stay with me. And then one of the sisters was married to somebody I went to high school with, who I was crazy about. It was my boy, and rest in peace. He's gone now too. But that was my boy back in the day, and then she ended up falling in love with him and getting married. They were like married for years, way over 20 years probably. So that was cool. And so with Facebook, I got to keep up with all of them. And so, I can say that I've been in touch with Winky and talking to Winky, and man, I just don't know what to say. It's so bad, She started out having a good year too. I remember she had a great new job, a new car, and she's looking super fly. She's looking good, cute as a button. Miss Glamorous, always been glamorous. Her and her sister, they're glam queens. And gosh, and I remember, posting posting pictures of her and her son, and when her son had his child, and how happy they all were. And I wasn't there for it, but I saw it on Facebook. I remember, I ain't never know his name. All I knew was man. Little man. I mean, I never had no clue what his name was. But of course, I know now. Obituary. So the pain, and it's so weird because her cousin, that's my friend, she lost her son too to gun violence, and it was definitely like, we're hoping it was a mistake. He was very young, and he was my godson. And I'm going to tell you, the pain is so bad. That happened in 1999. He was 14. The pain is so bad that once a year, I play a song. I feel it coming up in my throat. I play a song by Sade called King of Sorrow. And I usually do it in the morning. And I don't do it on the anniversary of his death. And I don't do it on his birthday. But like a day like today, like when I'm thinking about it, I'll put that song on, and I will cry from the beginning of that song, the first note, to the end. And my thing is, when the song goes off, I stop so that I don't end up in the bed for a week. I couldn't do that anymore. I lost my job. I worked at Bell South, and I lost my job because I couldn't get myself back together. I couldn't. I'm like, I'm just his godmother. I couldn't imagine what my friend was going through. I still don't know how she got through it. And then she lost another child, which that's a whole nother video. Goddaughter who had an illness and passed away at 25, and that's a whole nother. So it's so much sadness with her that it's just too much. It's just too much. And she has one son left. He's my godson. All her children are my godchildren. And I love him so much, but I don't see him much. He's grown. You know, folks get grown. They ain't got time for their auntie no more. But, yeah, gun violence has taken away so many people, man. So many people. It's so unnecessary, man. Put your guns down. You know, fight if you're mad. I'd rather you do that. But hell, you know, you can die from that. I know somebody that was in a really bad fight and got hit just the right way in the head and died. Went home, laid down, died. So, I don't know, man. Violence just be sucking. I mean, I get mad. I have definitely threatened to shoot somebody before. Definitely fantasized about killing somebody before. Yeah, I've been there. I had to pray really hard. So I know what that kind of rage feels like. So I kind of get it, you know, but my baby was 14. This guy, man, I don't think he helped, you know. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ain't do nobody nothing, from what I can tell. I didn't know him, so I can't attest to that, but that's what I've been reading on Facebook. He was a good dude. Wow. So yeah, so that was 2018 ain't go off too good for that family. But in all things we have to praise God. In all things we have to give God the glory. And the only thing that's going to comfort her in this time where she won't lose her mind is the Lord. And she does know the Lord, so I'm not worried about that. She's going to have to really hold on to him right now. She's just going to have to hold on. So, I usually at least lose somebody in 2018 or every year, but knock on wood, it's December, nobody's passed yet. Hopefully they won't. It seems like I know more people that have passed on than I know alive. It's kind of crazy. So, I had some things happen, not to me, but that affected my household this year as well. And I didn't get scared. I didn't freak out. I'm finally learning not to just sit up and worry about something like 24/7, which I have been known to do over my life. I have really high anxiety and depression most of all my life. But recently, I think I have really, I don't, thank you, Jesus, but I feel like I really have learned how to have faith and hang on to Him and kind of let Him be a refuge all around me when things go wrong. And that's hard to do if you're like a worrier or a fixer. like me. So I think I'm doing a good job this year, right now, today, of dealing with things and putting things in the right perspective. So, teachable moment. What do you do when things are so bad? What do you do when you plan, like right now, people are thinking about what they want to do in 2019? You know, and hey, some years everything falls into place like it did for me last year. You know, I want to do this, I want this job, I want this car, I want to move into this house, I want to get this apartment, I want to be able to buy furniture this year, I'm going to go on a trip this year, I'm going to go on vacation this year, I'm going to get married this year, I'm going to have a baby this year, I'm going to go back to school this year. You make all these plans, and sometimes things just fall right into place, and sometimes they just don't. So, even in the good times, remember from which cometh your help. You got to remember that you didn't do it. Now, you might have did the right thing, but you didn't do it. And even when things go wrong, you got to remember that although things didn't work out like you thought they were, or like you would hope that they would, all things work together for those who love the Lord and is called according to his purpose. People always forget that last part. Let me tell y'all something. Don't forget that last part. Because if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and you ain't scheming, scamming, bushwhacking, or scallywagging, and you doing what you're supposed to be doing, even when things don't work out for you, you just don't know it's working out for your good. So go into the next year with expectation that things are going to be better. I'm going into 2019 expecting that things are going to be greater than they were in 2018. I had a pretty calm year, but a situation of late has come up. But I'm in expectancy. Like I'm pregnant. I'm in expectancy. People don't get pregnant on purpose and wish for a miscarriage. And if they go get an abortion, they went and got one. So what am I saying? I'm not trying to self-sabotage myself, and neither should you. If you're in expectancy, be waiting for what the Lord has for you and be ready. Because you know what? He might give you what you want. But if you ain't ready, you ain't going to receive it. And if you receive it, it ain't going to be right. And you don't want that either. You don't want to birth no baby with a birth defect. This is metaphorically speaking. Because you ain't taking care of your body, and you didn't take your prenatal vitamins, and you didn't go see the doctor, and now you got the baby, and the baby got an illness that he'll carry through for the rest of its life, or he'll pass away. When you're expecting something from God, you have to be ready to receive it. And we'll talk about how to get ready. So it's Miss B, and I'm off to work. Y'all be good.